Hi y'all, it's Megan. Today I thought we'd have a mental health moment type deal. So let's get in the mood here. Let's cue some new agey music. Alright, I think we're ready to go. If you saw my weigh-in over the past weekend, you would know that I've been a little overwhelmed dealing with the recent death of my father. I've been using a visualization technique that was introduced to me by my therapist to help keep anxiety and destructive thoughts in check. So I thought I would present it today. It's called Inviting Mara to Tea. Credit for this goes to Tara Brach. She's a psychologist and best-selling author. Her specialty is blending Western psychology with Eastern spiritual practices. She's got many really great books, her own YouTube channel that has guided meditations and videos that are totally worth checking out if this is your sort of thing. So I'll link her in the description below. To fully understand the concept, we need to take a moment to tell a story. So first of all, who is Mara? Mara is one of the earliest sort of non-human beings to appear in Buddhist scriptures. He's a demon, he's a god, and sometimes he's called the Lord of Death. And he plays a role in many stories of the Buddha and his monks, but he is best known for his part in the Buddha's enlightenment. So what's the basic story we're dealing with here? Alright, there are several versions of the story, just like any great story, but here's the basics. As the about-to-be Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama sat in meditation under the Bodhi tree, and the demon Mara brought his most beautiful daughters to seduce Siddhartha. He brought his armies of monsters to attack Siddhartha. He pretty much put every temptation or antagonist in his path to try and mess up his enlightenment. But despite all of these things, Siddhartha sat very still and untouched and achieved the enlightenment and became the Buddha. So despite becoming the Buddha, this did not stop Mara's efforts to throw temptation and tribulation in his path. But the thing was that each time Mara would make an appearance, instead of ignoring him or driving him away, the Buddha would acknowledge his presence by saying, "I see you, Mara." And then he would invite Mara for tea and serve him as a guest, offering a seat so Mara could sit comfortably, and then he would take his own seat at the table. And regardless of what Mara would try to do, the Buddha would calmly enjoy his tea, remaining undisturbed until Mara would then take his leave. So what does this have to do with mental health? Well, we all have times when Mara visits us. Mara being anxiety or panic, fear or guilt. By taking a moment to acknowledge these thoughts and feelings, we can say, "I see you, Mara," and recognize the reality of them and how they live in our heart and in our mind. By doing so, we're offering Mara tea rather than trying to chase away that fear and darkness. By having a willingness to offer an invitation, we can embrace hurt, fear, or anxiety. So how does this tie back to our goal? When I think of Amberlynn, I picture that infamous binge monster, and I think that must be a form of Mara for her. And it makes me wonder if she's ever taken a moment to acknowledge it and say, "I see you" to it. And if she did, what that might do for her. In my own life lately, I've been pretty sad about my own loss, and I've been trying to acknowledge it as best I can. So just having a key phrase like "I see you, Mara" has helped me to slow down and to stop the racing thoughts and panic that often completely shut me down mentally. I've been spending time accepting that the feelings of sadness and loss will be present for me, and probably will be for a while. And even though they may leave eventually, if and when they do come back, I'll have my own metaphorical table set with tea, yet again, and I'll sit with them for as long as I need to. So that being said, has Mara visited you? And what did you do when he comes? Let me know in the comments below how you find understanding with troubling emotions and fear in your own life. We can all use a little help, and sometimes getting feedback from others on how they deal with things can be helpful. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in a future video. Take care.